Around this racetrack are turned off as well, which means we're coming to green. Three fastest qualifiers at the front of the field in a tight points battle. Those four in the first four spots are the ones to watch tonight and tomorrow to see who's going to be the World Series title holder at the end of the 2026 run this week. And it's a great opening start for the 73 of Paulie Hartwig.
Hartwig with a great jump. He's going to leap out in front of Patrick Emerling in the one. Emerling has got Ronnie Williams. I'll tell you, Ronnie Williams has got to be tired of seeing that back deck of that number one car. He followed Patrick Emerling all night last night. Let's see if Williams can work around Emerling and try to track down Paulie Hartwig the third.
Those four out front trying to stay out front and get as many spots between them and the 24 of Kraus, who actually comes in as the point leader tonight. Watching Hartwig, he has a challenger for the lead. In fact, it might be a three-car battle. It was the 50 of Williams looking inside of Emerling, but it's Emerling going for the top spot, running way up the track, but having good momentum. The 73 of Hartwig.
Right now, Williams with the run to the inside. Can he pull alongside Emerling? For the first time this week, he's got a shot to do it. If he can clear Emerling, maybe he can get up there and run for the lead. Still the battle on for second, but here comes Catalano in the 56.
Trevor Catalano, good qualifying effort inside the top five, making a move. He's up to fourth. He peaks low on the front straightaway. Ronnie Williams now to challenge into turn one up the track a little bit, giving him room as Emerling. That outside lane running strong right now, especially for the leader, Paulie Hartwig in the 73.
I think we've seen Ronnie Williams pull alongside Patrick Emerling maybe a couple of times earlier in the week. Has never been able to clear him. Right now, he's got another good shot at it. If he can maybe push Emerling up the racetrack, he does. Ronnie Williams taking second. He's going to bring Catalano along with them. Emerling back to fourth.
Emerling will recover now, drop back down to the bottom lane, regroup, and try to set up a run for later. It's early in the race, a 60-lap feature event, only 6 laps in, Bob.
Well, Paulie Hartwig, the interesting thing for him is that's the third different car that he's run this week. He started out in the Jerry Gradle number 20. Now he's under fire by Ronnie Williams. Ronnie Williams on the inside going for the lead and takes it from Paulie Hartwig. Here comes Catalano as well. We got ourselves a battle at the lead here, guys.
A dogfight.
Excitement up front. Catalano trying to take the lead away. A few lead changes over the last couple of laps at the line this time. Ronnie Williams, the top qualifier, holds it, but Catalano is ready, and it looks like Emerling has recovered and regrouped, and he's ready to join the top three in a battle for the top spot as well.
I was thinking Ronnie Williams could make short work of this field. Started as close to the front of the field as he has in recent memory, and he has made short work of this field, but he has a long way to go. 51 laps yet to go. He needs to keep that machine in one piece. He needs to save the tires, and he needs to keep these hungry drivers behind him way up the racetrack. He doesn't need to be doing that right now, does he, Bob?
I don't know. I tell you what, I've spent some time talking to Catalano here today, and he said, I promise you, we actually are better here today. And he's showing it early in the going in this 35-lapper. Now, this time by 11 laps complete, but Williams holding the lead. But I want to continue that story with Paulie Hartwig. He ran that Jerry Gradle 20. He ran a 73 last night, blew up an engine. This is actually a different car than we saw last night. It's actually a car that he won with at Hickory Motor Speedway in North Carolina this week when he won his first tour-type modified event with the Smart Modified Tour. So he says it's a good piece, but they want to save that 20 for the big Richie Evans Memorial tomorrow night.
And you know, he was quick in the 20, picked up a victory, picked up a top 5 run right now at the top of the racetrack as Williams really running that wide lane down there. We talk about the Hirschman groove. He's above that on the exit of 4, just a little bit too high, but he's been able to hold his momentum up the top 2 in a breakaway. And Bob wasn't wrong, and neither was Trevor Catalano, because he's running second. Last night, they were spinning on the front stretch. They were pitting multiple times. At one point, all the Catalano cars were on pit road, and they were working on them. Then Tommy Catalano had some issues and spun. He rallied to come up through the field, nearly got into the top 5 at one point, so they turned their night around last night with Tommy's run, and now Trevor running well in this race all over the top qualifier, Ronnie Williams.
That's right. Ronnie Williams even told us last night in his post-race interview that he's been experimenting with that so-called Matt Hirschman line. I don't think he's quite got it down just yet, but I'll tell you what, that car looking a lot more stable, a little more quicker when he's down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He actually is going to gap Catalano just a little bit there that lap around. And here is the battle for position. Third up for grabs. Hartwig has it. Emerling wants it. He's going to stick the nose of the #1 car to the inside down into turn 3. Boy, I'll tell you what, Paulie Hartwig III has faced all kinds of pressure all week long from some of the best modified drivers in the business, and he has held them off numerous times and even beaten them a number of times as well. The driver of that 73 car, an impressive young man, holding off one of the best in the modified world right now, Patrick Emerling, trying to get by for third.
And what a dream for a 14-year-old kid to be out there racing a tour-type modified against a guy like Patrick Emerling, who's been doing it here for so long. Patrick Emerling picking up the win last night, which was his 7th career World Series win. He's taken third away. And now for Hartwig, just trying to stay in line with Emerling and see if they can close the gap. Hartwig had closed the gap down to about 5 car lengths of the top 2 before that change for third there. So we'll see if Emerling now is able to lead that charge back up to the top 2.
All right, Emerling, see if he can set sail and track down Catalano and Ronnie Williams. Williams, I think, is trying to pace himself a little bit. He knows he still has 40 laps to go, still 2/3 of this race yet to be run. Don't want to burn the tires off of that car too early. And again, he's always had just some horrible, rotten, terrible, no good, very good luck towards the end of these races. And I think Ronnie Williams just wants to make sure that car can get to the checkered flag tonight without anything falling off of it. If he can, I think he's got a good shot at keeping Catalano behind him.
7 top 5 finishes in 29 starts coming into this year's World Series for Ronnie Williams, and he's been close multiple times. We know he's been fast. He's set fast time a number of times over the years, and this week twice being fast time set at Ronnie Williams, running the low lane through turns 3 and 4 that time. He's searching for whatever's the best. I'm sure receiving some reports from the spotter saying, hey, that was better. Let's stay right there. We'll see how long he's able to hold off Catalano. If Catalano can stay good on the long run as well. We're closing on the halfway mark. 36 to go, 6 away from halfway in the 60-lap affair.
Great run for Catalano there in the 56 car, and I think they're about to start seeing Patrick Emerling starting to get a little bit closer in that #1 car. He has cleared Paulie Hartwig III and driven away from him, and starting to reel in this battle for the lead. If Catalano has anything, he may want to put that extra little tiger in his tank and see if he can't get around Ronnie Williams and put some distance between himself and Patrick Emerling, because I think Emerling might have the fastest car on the racetrack right now.
So Hartwig running in the 4th position. He's losing sight of 3rd place. Patrick Emerling, who's trying to close the gap and maybe making a little bit of progress on the top 2, and still a long way to go. Whoever saves their tires the best, I think, for that last 10 to 15 laps, going to be the one that ends up in victory lane. Point leader Andrew Kraus running in 9th. He's picked up some spots, trying to go forward still. His point lead was not that big. It was kind of short coming in, just 4 points over Hartwig. Williams was 8 points behind, so he would be in pretty good shape right now as he holds the lead up front. 24 of Kraus trying to make his way to the front after qualifying not so good tonight. Started 12th, is up to 9th, Bob.
He wasn't that confident coming into this race. I said, hey, Mr. Point Leader. He goes, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold on to this, but they are going to give it a valiant effort. Right now being mired in 9th. Think about it from the point situation. Right now, if you look at Paulie Hartwig running 4th, we'd have a new point leader if it were to finish here at about 6 laps if Andrew Kraus remained there. So it's going to be a fun points contest, not just a coveted win in the Richie Evans Memorial tomorrow night, but Andrew Kraus is still going to be in the thick of things no matter whether he loses the point lead or not tonight.
It would be tight. Right now it would be Williams only 2 points behind Hartwig because he's leading the way. So 2 points per spot is what you got to keep in mind. Again, they will race for points again tomorrow night as well. In a big 100-lap race, anything can happen, but you would love to go into that final night at least holding the lead so you control your own destiny. Right now, Kraus is a little bit better than Jeff Goodale, just can't quite make the run, and they're starting to line up behind Kraus as well. They're ready to make their move. Mark Stewart in the 81 set to pounce.
Yeah, we've seen this a few times this week. You're fast enough to catch him, just not quite fast enough to get around him, and I think that's where Andrew Kraus is right now with Jeffrey Goodale. Goodale's car still running pretty well. Kraus is going to have to start, like, again, we're running out of time here, just past the halfway point. If he wants to get up there and stay in contention for this championship, he's going to have to get by Goodale and keep all the rest of that line of traffic behind him.
27 from the finish, spread all the way around the half mile. Green flag race so far, no caution slowing the pace. Ronnie Williams putting the gap on Catalano. So Catalano's car is starting to slow a little bit. Williams looks like the long run still good for him. And Emerling's closing on the top two, Bob.
Well, Ronnie Williams has been coming down here for about 5 years to the World Series. And we were chatting the other day before the modified action actually started down here, and that is certainly on his mind. He's been racing for those 5 years, but he has not won a race, and he felt like this was the year to actually get the job done. Still plenty of time to go in this one, so it's certainly not secure for him yet, but Ronnie Williams chasing that coveted World Series victory. And for everybody that races modifieds in the Northeast, the whole focus, the spotlight is firmly on New Smyrna Speedway every February, and it is an honor for any driver to win down here. That's what Ronnie Williams is chasing tonight.
32 starts over the handful of years he's been competing. 8 top 5s, 20 top 10 finishes. His best point finish was 3rd back in 2024. Ronnie Williams leading the way, commanding lead right now, about 10 car lengths. But second place, close to changing hands for Williams. He hopes that Catalano can hold off the one of Emerling for quite a while here.
So I think Catalano went from offense to defense, and I think that's what's kind of cost him a little bit on the racetrack here. But I think we'll see Emerling start to get a little more aggressive here as we come to complete lap 40. 40 in, 20 to go. A very fast-paced tour-type modified feature event. Laps ticking off at a pretty rapid rate.
Catalano has faded some, but his car is still just good enough to keep the one of Emerling at bay, and you might see the little bump and run here shortly. He won't be too patient if he wants to get up there and challenge. Without the help of a yellow, it's going to be tough to catch the leader if he gets away any further. Right now, the lead is just over 1 second at 1.11 for Ronnie Williams over Catalano, and there's the move. Emerling makes it off of turn 2. Second place changing hands. Patrick Emerling, after the win last night, ready to go back after the leader. Remember, he held the top spot earlier in this race, was up front, looking good, then faded back a little bit, fell back to 4th. Now he's rallied back up to second place, and that time was 1.2 at the line. We'll see if he starts to close. 17 laps remain.
All right, 17 to go. Let's see what that gap is as he comes across this time around.
About the same.
About the same. So Williams has him, I would say he's got a good a shot as any as he has ever had to pick this up. We're just going to have to see if Emerling is able to start closing that gap in. He has pulled away a little bit from Trevor Catalano there in the 56 car. 16 laps now to go. And Williams, you have to imagine, heart rate might be up a little bit. He's starting to hear all those little noises that this race car makes, and he is getting that update from the spotter on exactly where Patrick Emerling is on the racetrack in relation to that 50 car.
Former Monaco Modified Tri-Track Series champion Ronnie Williams leading the way at the front of the pack right now. 15 to go. The lead that time at 1.4. He actually gained some more ground, pulling away a little bit. A couple of tenths extra put on the gap on Patrick Emerling. Kraus has been able to make it by. Goodale back in the field. Stewart will now try. Kraus up to 8th, trying to garner as many points as he can to try to hang on to the point lead. Williams having a great point night right now at the front of the field. 81 of Stewart now making the challenge, Bob.
And He's got a good run, and it is a pair of Long Islanders going at it. Stewart gets the spot, but Mark Stewart, a winner in NASCAR modified competition at Riverhead Raceway, having his best run, honestly, of the week. This is the strongest he's been, and when I spoke to him today, he said, man, we have struggled mightily down here, but he felt like today there was a switch, a change of momentum. He liked how that car felt, and he's showing some stuff here today solidly in the top 10.
A little bit of eating and banging back in the field just inside the top 10 is Mark Stewart and Tyler Catalano going at it. Stewart got by, and then Catalano going at it with Goodale on the 46. Julio in the 7 right behind them, and Goodale makes another run into turn 3, trying not to give up the spot. Catalano.
Goodale's had a good week. You know, we make light of the fact that he's on his vacation. He's only going to run 5 races all year long, these 5 races, but he's done a really nice job, you know, for a guy that's not out there honing the craft each and every week like some of these drivers are. He's really held his own. Ooh, that race car way up the racetrack right there. But yeah, Jeffrey Goodale having a really solid week in that neat 46 car.
Oh, he's got his hands full now. That car has gone away on Goodale. He's going to be lucky to hang on to it over the last 8 or 9 laps, as there is not much left on that one. He is sideways, almost like a dirt car. It's right in front of the leader, Ronnie Williams, whose lead is 1.6 seconds, trying to clear the traffic as quick as possible. He can almost taste victory, which would be his first World Series win in 33 starts, to the outside of Goodale down in turn 4, who is slowed, drops to the bottom, and Williams now clear racetrack ahead.
Goodale may have a tire issue. I don't know if he's overcooked that tire or one of them's gone soft, but that car very loose all of a sudden, so perhaps all the wiser to bring it down pit road and to the attention of his crew. But here is Ronnie Williams 6 more times around, and he has got a comfortable advantage now over Patrick Emerling in second.
Williams' lead continues to be around 1.5 seconds. Again, he came into tonight 3rd place in the points, 8 behind Andrew Krause. If things continue as they are, he will surpass Krause, and he will surpass Hartwig if he can get one more car to go around Hartwig. So Hartwig will be able to hang on to that position at least at this point. And we're down to the final points night tomorrow night. 4 laps to go at the line for Ronnie Williams, closing on Catalano, who will move over to the bottom of the racetrack.
Plenty of room to the leader there off at turn 2. Ronnie Williams cleanly into turns 3 and 4. We'll have just a few more circuits remaining. There's Patrick Emerling. Looks like he's in position to continue that top 10 streak, but I don't know that he's got what it's going to take to get up there to battle for the lead here. Big gap on the racetrack with just a few laps remaining, but still an excellent night. And I'll tell you what, he may have a shot at it. Caution flag out for the first time. Trevor Catalano sideways there in turns 1 and 2.
Hey guys, this changes.
Welcome back to New Smyrna Speedway. The green is out on the restart. Hartwig drops off the pace on the restart for the lead. Emerling had the advantage for a moment. Williams drives it in deep and reassumes the race lead in 2.
Wow, a chaotic restart there. Big time problems for Paulie Hartwig III, and then some contact between the leaders. Williams will reestablish himself as the leader. 3 to go this time around. Used up Emerling a little bit on that restart, though. Let's see if Emerling has any hurt feelings. Is the caution flag going to come out? One more time. Paulie Hartwig III could not make it back to pit road.
Emerling had the jump on the restart. This will take him most likely out of contention for the championship in this class after winning the 602s. Emerling takes the lead on the restart. What will Williams do? Will he fire back in 1 and 2? He's right there on the rear.
Oh boy, all that work that Williams did to get around Patrick Emerling is out the window after this restart. He's going to have to fall in line, and worse yet, he's only going to have 2 laps to go to get around him. Can Williams look to the inside? Emerling throws the block down the front stretch.
Little bobble for both going into turn 1. He's got the run off of 2. Here comes Williams peeking to the inside for the lead, trying to not be denied tonight of his first World Series victory. Williams up to the door. White flag waving, 1 to go for Emerling and Williams.
Going to be whichever driver has the cleanest final lap. They're going to go up the racetrack. Williams hip checks Patrick Emerling up the racetrack. He'll take the lead. What does Emerling have to give back? In 3 and 4, they make contact. Williams up the racetrack. Emerling to the lead. Here comes Patrick Emerling to the checkered flag. Give it to Patrick Emerling.
Oh, he threw the block. And it just wasn't enough. He saved the race car. What a race to the victory. Excitement, another thrilling finish tonight at the World Series. Emerling claims his 2nd win in a row. Williams takes the 2nd spot. Craziness. In the Tour Type Modifieds tonight, Williams did not want to be denied, and he did everything he could. Drove it into turn 1. And then he threw the block on the backstretch. Just wasn't quite enough as Emerling had the nose there.
And you just have to feel for Ronnie Williams. What does he have to do to get to world?
Might have been. Patrick Emerling goes back-to-back with modified wins here at the World Series. Patrick, just take me through those final few laps back and forth with you and Ronnie Williams. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, we missed a little bit tonight. We were a little bit too snug, started out a little snug. We kind of got pushed into the marbles at the beginning there, so we fell back. But, yeah, I mean, we just did our best to keep the Energizer 1 just pointed in the right direction, and we got the 2nd, and we're about to finish 2nd to Ronnie. He was a little faster than us. Yeah, and then some cautions came out, and all heck broke loose. And, yeah, I think I went to... maybe now it was Ron's clam shack a few times there, but yeah, it was like, yeah, it was freaking crazy. Yeah, we got moved a little bit, but then we had a good run off the bottom, and he threw the block, and then it's like, well, it was kind of fair game because we got shoved a few times there. We ran really clean last night together, but yeah, a little aggressive there, but. We had some fun. I hope that was a good race for everybody watching, because behind the seat, I was like freaking hurt my wrist a little bit. I sprained it last year, and it jarred that a little bit. But I don't know, I hope it was a good one to watch. And that was a pretty wild finish for how that race went. And I got to give it up to the whole WSoA Power Motorsports #1 team, and David Miller, and all the wonderful partners we have on this car, and couldn't do it without everybody. And yeah, we had some fun out there again tonight.
Hey, just to bring this up too, you're not out of this point situation even without Monday night's finish. I know it's a stretch, but it's a big field tomorrow night. I know you're going after the win, but is that in the back of your mind at all?
Yeah, we'll just kind of go out, do our thing, do what we did the last 2 nights, and see what happens.
Patrick Emerling back in victory lane after a wild one here at New Smyrna.
It was wild, and he said Ronnie Williams came up just short once again, but he's got a good race car.
He does have a good race car, but Ronnie, I saw you climb out of that race car and kind of put your elbows on the roof and just think of what happened. So from your words, what do you think happened in that last couple of laps?
I don't think it was so much the last couple of laps. I thought it was just good hard racing, us going for the win. My problem was more the restart. The first one clearly beat me to the line. Second one clearly beat me to the line. Thought he also fired first. Again, last time I checked, the leader should control the race. Leader should get to the line first. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of out of our control. Of course, we wish the caution didn't come out with 4 to go. Did we have one of the best race cars? Yeah, I would say so, but I guess the best race car doesn't always win. Just sucks because we were that close and that happened. So it is what it is, and hopefully we can finish that one spot better come tomorrow.
After getting by him, maybe pushing him a little bit high on the racetrack, did you expect that bump going down the backstretch and into turn number 3?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I dove it in there expecting to make contact, to get myself to turn and have a shot at the win. Patrick's one of the hardest guys to pass. I will say that about him, Nocella. Those are the 2 toughest guys to really pass, I would say. And I knew that was going to be my one chance with him just being a little tight. Going down turn 3, yeah, things happen quick. Of course, I'm blocking, trying to just protect my spot so I can get to the line first. And again, he probably got into my left rear because I was blocking. But again, I don't think any of that happens if the restart's called back. So it is what it is. We'll move on and hopefully, again, finish one spot better tomorrow.
A lot to think about for both of these guys going into tomorrow night, which is the Richie Evans Memorial, to settle the score here in the Tour Type Modifieds. And as we look up, all of a sudden, Jeffrey Battle, who we told you about early in this one, winds up with a podium finish for a super modified guy. How is that?
Yeah, I felt pretty good. Obviously, you can only do as good as the car you get. I really got to thank Bobby Weber and the whole Weber family for this opportunity. My uncle Ed, me and him put this car together, and we worked very, very hard to get it here. And this is like a win to us. I got to give a shout out to my grandfather back at home. I wish he was here with us right now. Without him, I wouldn't be here or be who I am, and I really hope he's watching this. I want to thank Bumpy's Auto, Ken Izzet Construction, Velocita, and most importantly, my whole crew. They're awesome.
Hey, you fought hard, and you've been telling me you've been learning these modified so much different than a wing super modified. So what does this finish mean to you here in terms of your progression within the modifieds?
Yeah, I mean, there's no substitution for experience, just like flying a plane, right? So I just got to keep getting better as a driver, paying attention to what I do wrong, and this is special.
Jeffrey Battle, nice to see him with a podium run here tonight on the penultimate night for the Tour Type Modifieds at the World Series.
Well, we talk about the points battle. Unofficially, by my math,
I trust your math.
I math fairly well. 204 for Ronnie Williams, leading the standings now. 202 for Andrew Kraus, second in the standings.